everyone, welcome back. Chris Haley running for re-election of the Reading Select Board, and the election takes place on March 5th. The city of Reading. It's hard to believe that our small town could look and feel like that, but with MBTA Communities and the wide range of maps proposed, it could be on the horizon. Reading is required to zone, not build, a minimum of 1,493 units in Reading, of which 40% need to be located within a half mile of the train depot. One of this month's models presented went well beyond double that, with 3,618 units, with 95% of them falling within a half mile of the train depot. For comparison, Reading grew by 900 units in the last 10 years. This will cause increased traffic, additional parking problems, more residents requiring services, and a strain on our infrastructure. It will also create more density and change many single-family streets into densely filled streetscapes that look precisely like the city streetscapes you hope to avoid when you move to Reading. I do believe that we need more housing, and more specifically, affordable housing. Reading is currently under the 10% safe harbor for 40B development, which overrides our local zoning bylaws. If we stay there, the entire town is subject to 40B. There is no affordable requirement to the MBTA Communities law, but we run the risk of allowing them to knock down single families and put up multi-family homes, changing our census denominator. We need zoning that will allow 15 to 20% more affordable units to overcome this deficit. Town staff has put an incredible amount of time, effort, and outreach into MBTA Communities, and I applaud them for that. Additional work and revisions are still ongoing, and that needs to continue, as this will have a direct impact on the entire community. We need more innovative ideas that both follow the law and preserve our neighborhoods and quality of life that Reading is known for. I'm over here on Washington Street, and behind me is Parker Tavern, a historic house, now museum, that was built in 1694. MBTA Communities isn't going to knock down the oldest structure in Reading, but in some variation of the proposed maps, the homes directly abutting the property could be. With the draft bylaw reduction from 30 feet to 10 feet front and side setbacks, we need to ensure not only our historic properties are preserved, but there also needs to be a buffer around them as well. As an example, I'm standing only 10 feet away from the camera right now. Reading ought to be encouraging innovative reuse and redevelopment of the properties that have sat dormant for years. For example, many here have seen MBTA Communities as an extreme burden on our community, and perhaps it is. However, I believe that Reading can be the leader in finding ways to follow this law that not only minimizes the impact on our existing homes, but opens possibilities up in places like the many empty storefronts here on General Way. When I look at these properties, I see the possibility of overlay zoning similar to what places like Lexington and Newton are doing to satisfy some of their MBTA community obligations. Overlay zoning does not take away from the underlying commercial zoning, but instead it adds another development possibility for a property. Maybe someday this area could get redeveloped into a new commercial venture, but Reading has been waiting nearly 10 years for that to happen. Instead, imagine this property rezoned to allow mixed use with commercial on the bottom and residential on top, something similar to what was done over in Woburn Village. I'll include a link to the town's MBTA Communities page below so you can do your own research as well. The next meeting will take place on February 5th, and to learn more about my campaign, please visit my website at haleyforreading.com, and I'm once again asking for your vote on or before March 5th, and together we will move Reading forward.